So, Melissa, what do you get from that? Why do people choose to bang on the drums of change and then don't change?
Because they're lazy. Because we're lazy and we want something, but we want someone else to make it happen for us or to just straight out do it for us.
Well, yeah. Pull all the way back to the most local sandbox that we have, our family, our house. And how many people recognize that things aren't working in their sandbox, that the rules are being broken or that the rules don't work, and do nothing to cause it different, and then are surprised when someone chooses to stand up and walk to another sandbox?
Yes.
When kids choose not to be part of that family and that home, and they go and spend their time at school or with friends or at other houses, at other sandboxes, because the structure of that one or the rules of that one fit better with their life. And yet, how many times do we just turn a blind eye? And just because it's how we've always done it, we keep doing it that way. And we experience the results of broken homes, and then broken communities, and broken countries. You know, the fact that anyone stands in this country and complains that we're at war makes me laugh hysterically. Because you know what? We're at war because we let that happen. Not because we didn't want it to happen. We let it happen through our complacency. There's nothing more to say to that. Because I defy someone to explain to me how that is not the case. Because if we elect people who supposedly speak for us, but we don't speak to them, in the absence of our voice will be whatever, the default, the loudest voice. And maybe that loudest voice is some group in Washington who is bending the ear of that senator, and because that's the only voice that senator hears, he assumes that is the voice. That's the voice of the people. Because I'll be honest, guys, we didn't elect rocket scientists into our government. We elected a bunch of people who are just like you and me.
Waiting to be told what to do.
Waiting to be told exactly what to do. And without direction, they basically just cater to the loudest voice. And I'll be honest, based on results, our listeners, for the most part, are sitting by and sitting silent. They are waiting for someone else to be the voice that they could be, but are choosing not to be. Because, well, what could one voice do?
Yeah, it's kind of like that quote that, I don't know if we talked about it once before already, but the one voice that whispers is much louder than the 10,000 silent.
Yes, Napoleon Bonaparte said that.
Yeah.
That 10 people who speak are louder than 10,000 who stay silent.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful statement because it's true. That we either speak up and change the dynamic of the sandboxes in which we live in, or we don't. Because some boxes we have to take control of. We have to own our voice in because they're made for us, to serve us. Now, this sandbox of this gentleman who has an organization who's chosen to not let my blue hair be part of his vision, you know what? That's fine because there's countless other sandboxes I can take my energy to. And maybe if he chooses to continue that, his sandbox is going to dwindle and there'll just be a handful of people playing in his sandbox. But that's okay because where all those people went to is another sandbox that accepts all people's contribution regardless of how they choose to show up. Well, that is that guy's choice. And he can, based on what he's committed to create, cause something different. We have grocery stores that we bring our money to, and we tell them what we want them to stock based on what we buy.
Yes.
So we can't go to the grocery store and see all the sugary cereals there and curse the fact that they don't have any whole grain anything there, and then buy 2 boxes of Reese's Pieces peanut butter chocolate Cocoa Puff cereal. Well, we just go to another store and buy the cereal that we want there because there's other stores. But how many people don't? How many people sell out on themselves and on their commitment to health because the grocery store they went to didn't have that particular food that was good for them, so they just sold out this one time and got the Oreo cookie cereal instead? Because, oh, well, there was no other options. Well, in a world of many stores, there's always another option. but maybe you got to get off your lazy ass and do something.
It's funny to me that, that you just saying that just really the Oreo cookie cereal. It's frighteningly true that there is Oreo cookie cereal, but I mean that's a whole nother show. But it's crazy.
It's true, and so we have to be willing to take our power back. And guess who we're taking it back from? Our own laziness,
Yes.
our own complacency. So we're sitting here thinking someone has taken our power outside of us. No, we gave it away to our laziness. We gave it away to our sitting on the couch and doing nothing, to our I only wanted to go to one store today laziness, to our, it was the only place on the way home, so I had to get McDonald's. I had to get KFC. I couldn't possibly have gone somewhere else. I couldn't have Googled a restaurant that serves food that fits in with my dietary commitment to be healthy. So, excuse me. So, listeners, listen. It is up to you to get off of your lazy bottoms and create value in your life. You do not get to hide behind your laziness, behind your complacency, behind your this is how it's always been done. It's time for you to literally walk it like you talk it. You don't get to be the Monday morning quarterback that complains that the country's at war and never did anything to cause something different. I get invitations constantly on Facebook and on the internet and on email and on Twitter to sign some petition or bring my voice to something or to be a speaker or to be a contribution to an organization or a cause. And I choose to do that when the cause serves my purpose and my value. But I know a lot of people that just delete that straight away, who won't put their name, who won't bring their time, their energy, and their value to those causes. And it's time to walk it like you talk it. People, this is your life. It is not a life to sit through, to coast on, to be on autopilot. Every day is an opportunity to pick up your time, talent, and abilities and put it towards something that is valuable to you. Now, Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad, those are valuable to me, and I put my time towards those. But I also put my time towards organizations that support what I'm committed to create in this world, like the Angels in Action organization, to UNICEF, to the Utah AIDS Foundation. I bring my energy to those because they're valuable to me and they represent what I'm about. So it's time for all of us to take it on to a higher level. To be the contribution that only we can make by where we put our energy. And folks, money is nothing but energy. Where you put your energy, where you put your money is where you tell the universe you're committed to. So if you put your money towards McDonald's and KFC and Carl's Jr., you're telling the universe you're committed to that type of health and the health that comes from that. So be ready for the universe to deliver you a big heaping helping of love handles, cellulite thighs, and wheezing upstairs. So just get ready for that.
One of my favorite things I just heard last week, you'll probably be horrified by this. At work, we had somebody who is getting a gastric bypass on workers' comp.
Delicious.
Yeah. Like maybe they just sat there and got fat, and so their work gets to pay for it.
I love that.
No accountability to themselves.
No, I love that workers' comp is willing to allow people to be unaccountable.
Yes.
So it's time to take it to the next level, people. It's up to you. The ball's in your court. Let us know this week what it is you're doing to cut the laziness out of your diet and step up and put your energy towards something that's valuable to you.
Beautifully put.
radio@jasonbeckett.com is our email address. You can Twitter us at Twitter/TheJasonBeckett or find our fan page at Facebook and be a part of the conversation. Only you can change where your life is, and it's up to you. No one's going to do it for you. And if you're sitting and waiting for that to happen, you're going to sit and wait a long time and probably end up fat, bloated, and in the middle of a war. So that's the show. Take it on. It's up to you. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everyone.
Talk is Cheap is a 16 Stone Media production. This show is hosted by Jason Beckett and co-host Melissa Barlow. All rights reserved. Copyright 2009.